Are there any gaps in your qualifications? Probably a few, especially if you're reaching for the challenge at the next level of your career. So now it's time to dig in and deal with the hard questions that you know will be right on the tail of the previous ones. What are your biggest weaknesses as an employee, and what do you plan to do to correct them? What are the biggest failures you've had during your career, and what have you done to make sure they won't occur again? What are the skills you most need to develop to advance your career? And also, what do your supervisors tend to criticize most about your performance? How did you do on your last performance appraisal? What were the key strengths and weaknesses mentioned by your supervisor? Before you start to spill your guts, remember that the interviewer is not a priest, and this is not a confessional. In this situation, it would be ridiculous to produce a detailed log of your shortcomings and missteps, but it would be equally silly to pretend you're perfect and have never known failure during the course of your career, education, or life. So compromise. The best approach is to admit to one weakness or failure, make it a good one, and then talk about the steps you are taking, or have taken, to make sure that you'll never fail in quite that way again. What makes a weakness good? Choose any deficiency that might be considered a plus in a slightly different light. For example, you have a tendency to take on too much yourself. You're trying to solve this problem by delegating more. You're impatient with delays, so you're trying to better understand every step of the process a product must go through so you can anticipate holdups in the future. You've realized you're a workaholic, but you're doing your best to remedy your condition by reading books on time management. Try to think of a failure that took place relatively early in your career, and/or one that would seem completely unrelated to the work you would be performing for your new employer. Don't ever admit to any personal quality that might hamper job performance, such as procrastination, laziness, or lack of concentration.